Hey, everybody, it's Miss Carmen, and it's reading ritual time. You know, the last couple of books that have been my favorite were not only my favorite because of the stories, but also because we were so blessed to have the author here with us, Miss Anita Telle. And she was here reading her own words and telling the story. So I think for me, that's what makes it extra special. And we invited her once again to read her third book for us. And this one I particularly really love the title. It's called Old but Not Expired. Now, I can relate to this, so I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this story very much. As always, I'm very thankful that we have this opportunity to read stories and share some lessons and have some engagement with you. Sometimes parents need a break so they can do some adulting things, maybe like work, and they don't always have time to sit and read books with us, with the children. So sometimes kids need a break from their parents too. So that's what we're trying to do here on Reading Ritual, is to just give you a little reading break. And I'm just going to bring Miss Anita on, and we're going to get right into the story. Old but Not Expired. I just love the title. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I think what I'd love to do before you get started, Anita, if you don't mind, I have this wonderful sort of this what's the word I'm looking for? This endorsement for the book, and it's written by Mr. Ed Lang. He's a retired businessman, and he says, "Getting old is unavoidable. We all know that. However, we have a choice to keep the child in all of us alive and well by having a positive attitude, appreciating the now, and continuing to learn." In Anita's book, Old But Not Expired, Anita shares a fun and entertaining story about a child's outlook on visiting great grandpa who's in a nursing home and the many things great grandpa can teach the little ones. A must read for any age. And I think that I'm so excited because I haven't read this one on my own. So I can't wait to hear the story. But also, before we get started, for those that didn't get a chance to view the previous two stories that you read for us, I want them to get to know you a little bit better. Do you mind if I just share your
Sure.
sort of background story as an
Yeah.
author? Okay. So Anita Telle, there she is an award-winning and internationally acclaimed children's book author. Anita's first book, A Little Different, All Perfect, I love that one, won first prize at the San Francisco Book Festival and the silver in the prestigious Mom's Choice Award. The book received an honorary mention at the London Book Festival, too. Becoming internationally acclaimed, Anita also received honorable mention at the Paris Book Festival in 2013 for her second book, Always Time for Kindness. Anita lives with her son Brandon in California, or in Arizona now, but you
Yeah.
used to live in California.
Mhm.
And I hope you're working on your next book.
Oh, yeah.
Good. All right. Thank you for joining us and for reading us your stories.
You're welcome. So, are we ready to rock and roll?
We are. I'm going to take
All
your
right.
cues on which page to show.
All right. Well, show the front of the. Actually, who is Nomi is what we're going to do right now.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can just show a picture of Mr. Nomi, and I'll tell the children who Mr. Nomi is.
Okay.
Nomi is a wonderful, good-hearted, mystical little creature who lives under a magical redwood tree in California. He loves to make children happy. He is a storyteller as well as a boo-bear maker. Why does Nomi make boo-bears? Nomi wants everyone to be happy all the time. One day, when he was out walking, he heard a little child crying inside a house. He peeked in the window and saw the little one tugging on her ear. Nomi felt very sad. What could he do to make this sweet little child feel better? He thought and thought and thought again. He thought for hundreds of years in Nomi time, but in people time, it's only about a split second. Then it came to him he would make BooBooBears to help all the children of the world feel better. You see, Nomi remembered how much he had loved the teddy bear his mommy had given him when he was just a little gnome. So for hundreds of years in Nomi time, of course, he designed and refined the BooBooBears until he had made them just right. So here we go. So welcome, Mr. Cruz, said Nomi as he stretched his legs in front of his chair. Mr. Cruz was the yellow banana slug that lived across the road in the upper redwoods. Sorry I'm a little late, Mr. Cruz said. It's hard getting old. Your body feels so heavy. Nomi says that old folks walk so slowly because they have collected so much wisdom and knowledge in their life. He says that carrying all of it around makes their bodies heavy, said a boo bear named Pinky. The three of them got the giggles about that comment. I like that explanation, said Mr. Cruz with a big smile. Well, gather around, everyone, said Nomi. Once everyone's ears and minds were ready to listen, Nomi started telling his story. Miss Carmen, would you turn the page for me now, please?
Oh.
Thank you. It was a beautiful Sunday afternoon at the turtle's house. Mommy Turtle was preparing for a visit to Great Grandpa Frickleton. Little 4-year-old Susie played with her little turtle dolls while 7-year-old Frankie finished up his video game. All right, Mommy said. We're leaving in 5 minutes, kids. Get your shoes on. Wait, Frankie replied. Wait 1 minute, Mom. I'm almost done. I'm ready, Mom, said Susie as she waited next to the door, ready to leave. Great Grandpa Frickleton lived in a nursing home. Susie loved to visit a nursing home because all the old ladies would always compliment her on her pretty dresses. Frankie, on the other hand, thought it was so boring. He would much rather stay at home and play video games. On the way over to Great Grandpa's, Mommy Turtle told the kids that when she was a little girl, she would love to stop at her grandpa's house. My grandpa is your great grandpa, she explained. I would stop there after school, and I would get to sit on the swing while grandpa sat in his rocking chair. He would sit he would always enjoy a nice glass of homemade lemonade together. Grandpa would tell me stories about his years as a young and adventurous little turtle. I cherish those stories and our time together. I often go back there in my memories. It is a safe and good place. Miss Carmen, will you turn the page now, please?
Yes.
Soon after they arrived at the nursing home, they found Great Grandpa Frickleton sitting outside in the garden, reading the day's paper. He had just turned 93 years old a few weeks before their visit. Hey, he said as they approached, here are my favorite people. Susie gave him a big hug, her eyes searching the garden for old Mrs. Squirrel. Susie knew pink was Mrs. Squirrel's favorite color, and it just so happened that Susie's dress was pink that day. Miss Carmen, it's time to turn the page.
Okay.
It did not take Great Grandpa very long to notice that Frankie was very quiet. He didn't seem to be enjoying himself. Want to do a race, young man? Grandpa asked. A race? Frankie said. You use a cane. Well, let's do a turtle orange race, said Great Grandpa. What's that? Asked Frankie. Right then, Susie came skipping back over the table. She was all smiles, getting so much attention from all the old ladies made her happy. Well, said Great Grandpa, just give me 2 oranges from the fruit bowl and 2 of those paper napkins. Frankie did as he was asked, and Great Grandpa opened up the napkin, twisted each corner, and then put the orange underneath the napkin, and did the exact same thing with the other napkin. Pretty soon there were 2 orange turtles on the table. They made a start and a finish line, and the race was on. Frankie won the race 2 times and Great Grandpa 1 time. Frankie thought it was a pretty cool game. Miss Carmen, time to change. Hey, what about me? Susie said. Can you come up with a game for me too? Let's see, said Great Grandpa. I think I can. Frankie, will you please go over to Mr. Otter and ask him if he wants to play the game Hit the Water Bottle? Not the water ball, water bottle. Okay, said Frankie. He walked slowly over to Mr. Otter. Excuse me, sir, Frankie said. Great Grandpa Frickleton wants to know if you want to play a game of hit the water bottle. Well, I sure do, young man, answered Mr. Otter. He started to walk towards Great Grandpa. Mr. Otter was a distinguished old man. He was a retired Marine, and he had been a general a long, long time ago. Frankie's mother had mentioned that Mr. Otter was another wonderful storyteller. Now we put it to another page, Miss Carmen. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Susie was so excited. Even Frankie had to laugh at his pesky little sister. Well, said Great Grandpa, as he finished making two lines in the grass. They were about 50 feet apart. First, fill up those two water bottles and bring them over here. Mrs. Raven, Mr. Fox saw the excitement on the lawn and joined in. Great Grandpa instructed Mr. Otter, Frankie, Mrs. Raven, and Mommy Turtle to stand behind one line. On the other side of the lawn, Susie, Mrs. Squirrel, Mr. Fox, and Great Grandpa Frickleton stood behind their own line. Time to change the page. Susie had been instructed to put one full water bottle in the middle of each team's line. Great Grandpa pulled a ball out from underneath his turtle shell and explained that the objective of the game was for each team to try to hit the other team's water bottle with the ball. After the ball had been thrown, the other team could not pick up the fallen water bottle until they picked up the ball. The first team to empty out the other team's water bottle would be declared the winner. A coin was tossed, deciding which team would first get the ball. Time to change page. The game started, and all the players had a great time. At one time, old Mr. Otter threw a perfect hit. Water poured out of the bottle, but not for long, as old Mrs. Squirrel did some pretty fancy jumps to pick up the ball, allowing them to stand the water bottle up again. Little Susie then made an amazing throw and hit the other team's water bottle, and by the time Frankie retrieved the ball and grabbed the bottle, it was empty. Susie could not believe her own eyes. We won, we won, we won, she sang, and she hugged Mrs. Squirrel. Wow, time flies when you're having fun, Mommy Turtle said. Time to go, kids. Already, said Susie. Yes, it's time to go, honey. It was so good to see you all. Hugs and kisses, everyone, said Great Grandpa Frickleton as he waved his hand while his family drove off. See you soon, they called back. Miss Carmen, we're going to the next page. Thank you. On the way back to their home, the kids were so excited about the new games they had learned they could not stop talking. Suddenly, Susie said, Hey, Mom, you know when you go to the internet to search for something, what is that called? It's called using a search engine, answered Frankie. Well, I think Great Grandpa Frickleton is an old search engine, said Susie. You ask him about something and he always have an answer. Yes, said Frankie, he is. He has had 93 years of life. No wonder he has so much knowledge. It's called life experience, said Mommy Turtle with a smile. I'm so glad I came with you today, said Frankie. I can't wait to go back. Me too, said Susie. I knew you would enjoy the visit, said Mommy Turtle. And now it's time to go to the last page, Miss Carmen. The end, said Nomi as he looked around at all his attentive little BooBooBears. That was so cool, said a little bear named Autumn. I think Frankie discovered that even though Great Grandpa's body was a little old, there was still a cool kid inside that loved to play. Amazing, said a little bear named Kai. This is another thing we need to teach the humans. Can you imagine how awesome things would be if everyone took time to learn from people who have already lived for a long time? Can you imagine how many fewer mistakes we would make if we got our advice from someone who had already been there? Now that seems logical to me, said Nomi, and it is also seems logical to me that little bears should be in bed by now. You are the old and wise one, giggled little BooBooBears as they hurried into their beds. The end.
Oh, I love these books so much. And thank you for my Boo Boo Bear.
Oh, you're welcome. Do you know what's great with those that I'm doing just for me as an
Uh-huh.
adult? You heat them up and you put them over your eyes at night, and it really relaxes your eyes.
Oh, I
It's one.
love
I do it
it.
every night.
Good idea.
It is so nice. I didn't know about
Thank
this, but
you.
yeah,
Right. Oh,
one of
that's
my,
a great idea.
one of my friends from
Thank
South
you.
Africa is like, yeah, use them for that.
Oh, can before you go, can you tell us how many places have your Boo Boo Bears been to?
Whoa. Oh, I honestly, it's been so many places. Egypt, South Africa, and actually in South Africa, over 30,000 children has learned these stories and read this. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's
Um,
amazing.
then to Norway, to Sweden, to Denmark, to Germany, to Australia. Um, it just all. Did I say Egypt? Because it's been there
I think
too.
so.
And and Sri Lanka and Malaysia and the Philippines and Spain, Italy, um, Prague, Prague, and Budapest. Oh, no, I'm getting onto the cities in Europe,
Uh-huh.
and London. Oh, actually, was there when Prince Henry got married. So my Boo Boo Bear was sitting on someone's shoulder with a little English flag.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is so wonderful. I can't wait. I can't wait to travel with my Boo Boo Bear. Thank you so much. And
you're
thank you
welcome.
for writing these wonderful stories and spending time with us to read them.
Thank you.
I can't wait for your next book. And I hope that when that one's finished, you'll come back.
I will. And if anyone are interested in, in getting a Boo Boo Bear
Mhm.
or there's two ways to get them. You can go to booboobear.org or my nonprofit, that's a little different, allperfect.com.
That's
And yes, and
Thank you
there's a lot
so
of stories
much.
there. Thank you.
And please, everyone, be sure if you enjoyed these books, there's a series of 3 now from Miss Anita Telle, her books, 3 different videos, and each one when we post it, we're sharing her information as well. And we're very grateful that you spend time with us, and we hope you had a nice little break.
Yes, it was fun.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Bye bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Anita.
you.
And thank you all. Thanks for joining us on Reading Ritual. Again, a very special thank you to our sponsor, Music City Hit Factory. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.